everyone, thanks for being here. I'm Michelle. Welcome to Ivy and Hayes Art Studio. Today we're doing something that's new to me, but not new within the fluid art world. It's a pearl pour. I want to capture the moment when I do my first pearl pour. And so for that, I have my little Polaroid camera pin on today. So this was always something that we used to use when we were teenagers to capture the moment. You know, when you were with your friends, we would just take little Polaroids. Well, today I'm going to capture the moment that I do my first pearl pour. It's really, really different from a lot of the other techniques because the paint's really, really thin and you kind of watch the pearls form before your eyes. So let me get my hair up, my gloves on, and then we'll pour. Okay, let me go ahead and show you the colors that we have. And I'm going to show you how thin these paints are. So this first one here is Titanium Buff Deep, and Warm Gray. And you can see it doesn't leave any kind of a mound on here. It's just really, really, really thin. It goes right into the paint. So this one is Titanium Buff Deep, Warm Gray by Amsterdam. Then we have a Pearl White by Amsterdam. We have a Burnt Sienna and Van Dyke Brown combination. And all these are super, super thin. They're all the same consistency. And then we have Cadmium Yellow Medium by Liquitex Basic. And we have Iridescent Gold Fine by Golden. Super thin. And then we have Payne's Gray by Creative Inspiration. And then we have the very last of my Quinacradone Nickel Azo Gold. This is it. They don't make this anymore. They don't make this color anymore. Apparently one of the pigments is not available anymore. So this is Quinag for short. And then we have Alizarin Crimson by Soho. And the last color we have is Hooker's Green Hue Permanent by Liquitex Basics. I also have a little gray, and this is my cloud mix, and I added a little bit of neutral gray to it. So I might put this on top of some of the areas. So, and then the base that we're going to flood the canvas with right now is Artist Loft Soft Body Titanium White, and it's a mix. There's other things in it. Satin enamels, there's GAC 800, a little Liquitex pouring medium, and lots of water. So I think what we're going to do first is I'm going to put the base down, and I'm working on a really small canvas today because this is just experimental. I want to do this on a big canvas, but I don't want to, you know, if the paints, I don't know, this is the first time I've worked with this consistency of paint. So I want to make sure that it's going to work on a smaller canvas. I think it's like a 9 by 12, the canvas size. So it's just kind of like in a little experimental painting today. So what we're going to do, put the base down, and we're going to put, I don't know if I'm going to use all these colors, and we're going to go ahead and put those down, and then we're going to tilt it off, and then hopefully we'll see little pearls forming along the sides. So that's the goal. So let's go ahead and get started and see if it actually happens. Okay, all right, let's capture this moment, see if it works. Okay, I'm gonna channel all my people that I follow and I watch. Sarah Taylor, Dwight Pours, Melly D. Okay, so we're gonna just pour this down. And then, let's see, it's super thin, so we're just gonna kind of move it around. I hope it's thin enough. The whole premise of the pearls forming is that your base is really, really thin. So, I mean, to me, this is thin. I don't know if this is thin enough, but we'll find out. Okay. And I'm not really going to put a lot of this color. I just mixed up a lot of different colors, but I'm not going to put a lot of it. So let's see. Ooh, the gray's really coming through on this one. Okay, and then we've got I'll put a little bit of pearl white. I always get heavy-handed when I pour out this way, so I'm really going to try to not be. Okay, a little bit of brown. It's a lot of paint to mix up, but I really mixed up this paint for the big painting, but I'm just trying it out on this little one. Okay. Seems like a lot of the color is sinking into this. And a little bit of the green. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and tilt this off. Okay, we got to keep our fingers crossed that as this tilts off, we should start seeing some of the little pearl cells pop up where it starts getting thin. Ooh, I'm excited to see if this is going to work. There was one small change that I had to make in the recipe. It called for a house paint, like a satin enamel house paint, and I didn't have it, so I did I used what I did have. I have the Deco Art satin enamel, so I changed that out. So we'll see. I do see some little pearls forming along the edge, and the reason it forms like in certain places is because that's where the paint is the thinnest. So we're just going to let this flow off. Ooh, look at the pearls starting up here where it's thin. Fun. I'm excited. It's happening. The pearls are coming up. So, but then you know what? Oh my gosh, the different people that do these, they really critique the pearls themselves. Like, okay, what's the shape of them? What does the inside of the pearl look like? I mean, how do they, so I'm definitely not there yet. I'm just happy I got pearls. I am tilting both ways to see if I could get more paint off of it. So I just can't even believe it. As thin as my paints were, I think they needed to be thinner. Wow. Okay, so I'm just going back and forth right now, going from side to side. So I totally distorted the I totally distorted the composition. So now it looks completely different than what it did a couple minutes ago. But that's okay. It's just paint. I've got a lot more. In fact, you know what? Let's go ahead and scrape it. What if we scrape it and start over? I'm going to get good at that. I'm going to get good at scraping because I like it, but I think I'll like it better with a different composition. So that's what I'm going to do. I am going to scrape it. Okay, let's go ahead and scrape. Ta-da! Okay, the canvas is scraped, so let's go ahead and start over. Okay, we're going to put the base down. I thinned it out a little bit. So let's go ahead and get this down. And there's going to be more bubbles because I just stirred it up again, put some more water in here. But I think that's what it needed. I think it needed to be a little thinner. Okay. That's a lot. I said I wasn't going to be heavy-handed, but okay, so the first one that we did right now was Titanium Buff Deep and Warm Gray, and then we had Pearl White by Amsterdam. This is Burnt Sienna, Van Dyke Brown. Let's do a little bit of that. Cadmium Yellow. The Iridescent Gold Fine. Payne's Gray. Quinacradone. Alizarin Crimson. And Hooker's Green. Okay. Way more paint than the first time. But that's okay. Oops. That is okay. Look it! We have pearls! Well, I don't know if they're pearls. Yeah, they are. They're pearls. Let's see how, let's see what happens. So you see that at the thinner the area, the better they come out. Wow. So it is just totally, and this is what I've seen on other people's where the pearls just kind of take over. It just kind of swallows up all the color. And I'm kind of okay with that because it's my first one and I've seen this happen to other people too. So exciting. And as it sits, it keeps developing and the pearls just kind of keep like little Pac-Man. They keep just like eating the color. So now I have to think about this. Like, okay, so in order to not have it so pearly, I think it's my recipe of my base color, because it's actually the base, the first thing that you put out, the white, is what has all the ingredients. So when you pour these colors onto it, that base with all its ingredients is what kind of takes over. I always thought it was the opposite. I thought that it was in the color, that as the color gets poured out onto the base, that's what the reaction came from the colors, but the reaction is coming from the base, the white base. So, oh my gosh, I can't even believe this. What a difference. What a difference from the first, before I scraped. There really wasn't this much of a reaction. It has completely taken over. But I think for my first one, I'm okay with it. I'm kind of excited. I might even hang this one up. My first pearl pour. And it's funny because a lot of the things that I've done on this channel have been my first, but for some reason I was so excited and intimidated by this one. Now I have to do another one because this is craziness with how many pearls have come up on this. So let me go ahead and show you. Let me take my gloves off and I will show you. I don't even know if there's going to be any color on here once it completely takes over. So let me show you while there's still color on here. So let me take these off and then I'll bring you in. Okay, boy, did we get pearls. We got so many pearls that there's almost no color. Let me back out so that you could see. This is the whole painting here. Look at that. They just completely took over. So now I need to go back. I'm so glad I did this on a small canvas. This was just my experimental 9x12. And so, but at least I know, okay, I've got the recipe, I can make the cells, but now we need to tweak it so that it doesn't completely swallow up the whole painting. So, okay, well, I don't even know if there's any need to show you when this is dry because I might scrape it again and just keep practicing. But anyway, what a crazy experiment. I'm glad you were here to do this with me. So if I do wait until it's dry, I will show it to you then. Okay, here she is dry. All the pearls are gone. They are gone. It's so crazy. It kind of turned out kind of pretty. I don't know. What do you think? Some of the color came back over here, you know, like on this side. The color came back because it was completely white. So, oh my gosh, I am so fascinated by this. I am really, really going to have to just experiment with different recipes for the pearls. And it's so funny because a lot of people have said, oh yeah, it took a while for me to really, you know, fine tune the pearl pour. And I totally understand. I get it now because it just totally sucks up the color. But some of it came back in just kind of weird little patterns. So anyway, this was really fun. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you very, very much. And I think that's a wrap. And I hope you come back. Bye for now.